Okay, today on the show, we are joined by the second overall draft pick in the 2020 OHL draft. He is currently in his first season where he has 19 points in 27 games. Pano Fimis, welcome to Chump Talk.
Thanks a lot for having me, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on today. We're recording January 17th here, the day of the big snowstorm. I know you're down in Niagara there. We're up in your kitchen area, and from what the radar looks like, it's all come up from down south there. So what's the weather down there like in Niagara, and just what have you been up to today with the team and everything like that?
Yeah, it's pretty cold outside, and I'd say we got about 20 centimeters of snow. So
Wow.
had to shove myself outside the door to get outside this morning. So yeah, I mean, it's nothing crazy today. Everything's shut down. So just out having some fun, shoveling some snow and playing with my billet brothers. So
did you guys have practice today?
no, we didn't.
No,
I bet you no one was able to get out of their driveway till like 3 or 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Snow was crazy.
How
we had a snowblower and it took us like 5 hours to finish. So.
Yeah, seriously. How close to the rink are you with your billet home?
Literally a 5-minute drive.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Right off the highway too. So
you're liking living in Niagara then?
Yeah, it's awesome. Great city.
Where are you originally from then?
Richmond Hill, Ontario. So just south of Toronto.
Yeah,
nice,
cool.
And it's yeah. Sorry, your first season in the OHL here. You were drafted in 2020, but obviously there was no OHL last year, so kind of missed out on a year there. But this is your first year. Just kind of talk about what it's been like for you, what your impressions of the league have been, and just how it's been treating you.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, the team's not off to the greatest start, but the second half is big for us, and we've come out pretty strong. And it's going to be a new chapter, so it's been pretty good. And in terms of being new to the league, it's been a bit of an adjustment. But I mean, the past 22 months have been pretty rough for everyone. So there was a lot of time to be able to get prepared to come into the league, and I think I did a pretty good job of that. But I mean, as we move forward, there's still more adjustments that need to be made, and yeah, I'd say it's been pretty good so far.
I was curious in that first year after you got drafted. Obviously, the whole league was shut down. Nobody got to play a game in the OHL. But how much communication with the IceDogs did you have during that season, and teammates that you had at the time too? Like, were there lots of Zoom meetings, or did you get a chance to meet any of the guys?
Yeah, there weren't overly a ton of Zoom meetings as a group. They kind of just left a lot up to us, but at the same time, coaches and the rest of the staff were in contact with us personally, just to see how we're doing. Every couple of weeks they check in and see what kind of program we're on, what we're able to do at home, and what our resources really look like and how we're getting better. And then that would come along with suggestions and things that we can do in case we're struggling. But yeah, I mean, they made it run a bit smoother than I'm sure it would have been without any communication. So that was good.
And that kind of leads into my next question here. So last year, like the OHL had planned on starting, they had a few dates that they kept postponing, and unfortunately just got to the point where they couldn't play. But just how did you stay ready for that last year? Were you, because I know like arenas were shut down at times, like how just were you able to stay ready? Because obviously, throughout several times throughout the year last year, there was hope that at some point you guys would be back on the ice.
Yeah, exactly. Every time a new date would come out, I was like, yes, like I'm playing hockey soon.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think just the excitement of knowing that there was a date coming up just made me feel prepared in general. But I just had to stay self-dedicated and make sure that I woke up every morning and I was going to work out, and I was going to shoot pucks, and whatever else I was able to do during that time, because even though there was a set date, I knew it could either get pushed back or even moved earlier than what it was originally set as. So I just woke up every day and just knew that I need to get better on a personal level, and that no matter when I'm going to be playing hockey, and I got to be ready for when that time comes. So.
Yeah, and obviously it was you and all the other guys playing junior hockey that had to suffer through that. But just like thinking about it from a developmental standpoint, just like how do you read into that year? How do you kind of move past that year so that you don't feel like you're like behind the curve or whatever? And especially this year being your first year in the OHL, and now next thing you know, this is your draft year this summer. So just like mentally, just what went into last year, and just staying on top of that, and obviously losing out on a season is big, but then with that being said, everyone else lost out in season 2. So
Yeah, for sure. I'm a pretty competitive guy, so there's always that question of, am I doing enough or am I working hard enough, right? So I was working out in my basement and shooting pucks in my basement throughout all of COVID, for the most part. So that level of self accountability had to come into place to the point where I had to kind of forget about what everyone else is doing and just worry about myself, from a selfish standpoint, and work as hard as I possibly could and trust the process throughout that time to make sure that I am ready. And obviously there was a mental toll that came with that, and it wasn't easy, but I mean, now that we're looking back on the past 2 years, I'm glad to be playing hockey again. So.
Yeah, for sure. And I know you don't want to look ahead too much to years to come. You want to be present for the Ice Dog season here. But as Matt mentioned, your draft year is next year, and there's a bunch of things out there, different rankings, some first round, some second round, third round, whatever it may be. I'm just curious. Obviously, you're concerned about the OHL, you're concerned about the Ice Dogs this year, but how much do you see that stuff, or how much do you try to stay away from seeing that stuff and just focus on the now?
Yeah, I just try to stay off of social media as much as possible. And for the most part, I just try to look at my personal stuff in terms of like my friends and family when it comes to the internet. I don't really try to look at anything about me too much when it comes to hockey. So yeah, I mean, I see some of them here or there, and that's if it just comes across my page. But I just try to stay away from them because at the end of the day, anything could happen on draft day and further from that. So I'm just worried about taking it day by day and practice by practice, game by game, and worrying about winning hockey games for Niagara. So
absolutely. You were drafted number 2 overall there in that OHL priority draft. Just talk about the pressures that come with that being a high draft pick, and do you think there's anything that you can take away from just already being in a draft? Just obviously it's not as big as an NHL draft, but still to be drafted in the OHL is a huge accomplishment, especially second overall. Is there just anything you can take away that moving into the NHL draft this summer here?
yeah, it's a pretty big process, and you got to be patient with it because anything can happen. So I think patience is just key, and just trust the process and know that you've done the best you can up until now, and you still got to work much harder to get to the next level. So I think just putting faith in myself and let the rest take care of itself. So
I gotta ask you about a teammate of yours to get away from you for a second, and I'm gonna for sure butcher the name, but is it Danil Gushchin?
yeah,
Gushchin? I probably butchered that for sure, but
probably.
He's having a great year, and he's from Russia. He looks like he's played some years in Russia, and then he played a bit in the States, and now he's on Niagara. Just tell me about this guy, and is he crazy to be around? Like, he's lighting it up this year.
yeah. There's actually so much I've learned from him since he's come in. I remember the first day he came in, and we were like, yes, like we're getting this great player, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be awesome. He's a huge addition because we weren't too sure if we were getting him or not. And he comes in, and I remember this one practice, it was the first or second day, and we were doing a little drill at the end, like screwing around, and we had some extra time, and we were doing a shootout, or sorry, the 2-puck game. So you shoot the first puck, you go on a break with a second puck, and he went to go shoot the first puck, and there was too much net for him on the goalie. So he reset and told the goalie to reset. So
No way.
Come on.
more competition. So yeah, I mean, the day he came in, I knew I was going to learn a ton from him, and I have, and I'm still learning day by day. But yeah, he's been awesome to be around. He's got one of the best shots in the league, and I think his goal tally's showing that. But
Yeah. How's his English?
it's pretty good. It's gone a lot better.
Yeah.
I think pronouncing names was the toughest thing for him, but like we taught him, and some of them he would say like very similar to others. So we were like 3 people are looking at him. But nah, he's gotten really good at English.
Yeah.
And he's a fun guy to be around.
I'm always curious about those guys, and it must be hard for him, because is he, or maybe it looks like there's a guy from Switzerland maybe as well, but 2 guys that aren't from North America on the team. It's got to be hard for those guys to come to a country they know nothing about and know nothing about the language too. But it seems like the guys that do come, everyone just loves, eh?
Yeah, it's definitely not easy.
Yeah.
Especially like if he came in not knowing too much English, I know it's pretty tough to be like, like I'm coming into this country and new team. I don't know a single person on the team, and now I got to learn English too.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone loves being around both guys. Rodwin's the Swiss kid, and he's gotten pretty good at English too. But it's
Yeah.
funny to hear their accents once in a while.
Yeah. So he was drafted third round by San Jose. You think we'll be seeing him in the NHL in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I'm very confident we will, but
Nice.
we'll see what happens.
All right. All right.
And speaking of teammates here, what are the boys doing away from the rink? It sounds like you guys got a good group of guys in that change room there, but what are the hobbies off the ice that you guys are doing? Are you playing video games or hanging out, or what are the boys doing?
Before everything was shut down.
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely playing a lot of video games together. And we're pretty close to the border, so we got some hardcore Bills fans. So
Oh yeah.
Nice.
yeah. So we get together and we watch some football on the weekends whenever we get a chance. So
You watched the game on Saturday night?
Yeah, I did. I'm not sure it was much of a game, but
no,
Yeah.
no, that's good. I, if there's any Patriots fans on your team, you can tell them that I don't need to talk to them because I can't stand Patriots fans. So it was good to see Buffalo pull that one out for sure. I wanted to ask
Bills Chiefs this weekend. That's a big one. Who do you got there?
Yeah, what's your prediction?
I think I gotta take the Bills, but
Yeah, you got it. But
it'll
be a heck of a game.
Did you watch much football before this year?
Oh yeah, I did. But I think this year I got more into it. My Bills are huge Steelers fans. So,
oh yeah. The last night.
Yeah. We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
But,
do you have a team? Do you have an NFL team?
Funny story, actually. I lost a bet to my Bill dad literally a month when I came in because I didn't have a football team, and now I'm a Steelers fan. So.
Steelers fan. All right. All right. So last night was tough for you then too.
Yeah.
You've played 27 games so far this year. Your first 27 in the OHL. I'm not sure how many of those are road games, and I'm not sure how many of those were before the stands were empty. But I'm curious, which has been your favorite road arena to go to so far?
That's a tough one. I think Oshawa. It's pretty close to home, and the fans are crazy there. Like they're almost as nuts as ours. So I think I gotta go with Oshawa. Small barn, or not small, but it's pretty tight. Like the fans are on top of you, so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, and we've had some guys say the boards give a different kick there too, kind of, eh?
Yeah, I think behind the net the puck will come right out. Like they're pretty live.
Yeah, there you go. You can drop a play for that.
Yeah.
Did you get to have family in the building for that game?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
My parents and some other pretty immediate family were able to come. So
awesome.
And 5 goals on the year so far. You got to walk us through the first OHL goal because I'm sure that's one you'll never forget.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to score my first game.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, we were up 3-0. I just came down. It was a bit of an end-to-end play and just shot the puck and it went in. But,
yeah, just a bit of an end-to-end play for the first OHL goal. Not a big deal.
Yeah, I don't know. I was a 3-on-2. I had some options, but you come in, they give you room, so I just shot and got kind of lucky. But
last question I got. I'm always curious for guys like when they get to play their first game in a new league. Did you have like a holy shit moment in the OHL, like either in your first game or in the warm-ups, like you're just like, oh wow, this is a little faster hockey than I'm used to?
Yeah, a little. I mean, preseason was good with adjusting to the pace and stuff, but then the first game came and there's quite a few fans in there, and I'm just like, wow, what's really happening? And then I don't know, the game went by pretty fast, and after the game I was like, I just played my first game. So but it was pretty cool.
Besides the obvious here, like for example, scoring your first goal, what's your favorite memory on the ice so far this year playing for the Niagara IceDogs? A big win or something, or just a big hit or something?
Any scraps yet?
Yeah, it's gotta be tough. Not me personally.
Will we see any in the future potentially?
We'll see. I mean,
if the opportunity comes.
I gotta stick up for a teammate. I'll stick up for a teammate for sure. But no, like we've had some pretty good fights. We got some tough guys on the team, but I think it's probably gotta be like our first win at home or our teddy bear toss game, because we were pretty close to sold out, and our fans are probably the best in the league. So it gets pretty loud in there, and it's pretty fun. So
awesome. And I thought of one more question, then we'll finish off here. When you were when you're going through the draft process in the OHL, did you have a pretty good idea you were going second before the day happened, or were you not sure?
I wasn't too sure. Obviously, I had an idea of where I kind of stood in the rankings, and I had some conversations with Joey Burke prior to the draft, and they went very well. So I knew Niagara was an option, but I wasn't entirely sure going into draft day.
Well, we'll be pulling from you from here on forward. Whenever we have a guy on, we pay close attention to the rest of the career, and we're hoping for good things once that NHL draft comes around. Who knows? Maybe Leafs slide in and grab you somewhere. That'd be all right. But we'll have to do this again sometime, and it was nice to meet you.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for having me, guys. Really appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. We'll get you on sometime after the draft again.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk about that big day.
Have a good one, man.
Sure. You too, guys.
Yeah.